Alright, so I guess I'm live. We'll see. Seems to be like everything is okay, so. I really need a fucking way to proc unspeakable or unstable horrors. I really want to, I really want to make them, doable on this build. So let me see, reference list. Status effects. Where are they? 5% more stats for each unstable horror it has. After this minion's master defends or provokes, it deals damage to all enemies equal to 10% of its master's highest stat for each stack of unstable horror. It has maximum of 9 stacks. So this leads me to believe that, like, I feel like I can set up some kind of a thing where I utilize the provoke relic on my animatus to... Oh dear, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I haven't seen before. Alright, so how does this work? Attack after the bear provokes, all enemies attacked it. Okay. The bear is attacked, this relic attacks the enemy. Well, that's not the creature attacking, but that's fine. After the bear is attacked while it is provoking, it gains 10% maximum health. I mean, I definitely want to do this. The problem is that I just don't have enough piety, basically. So that's one line, right? Like, defeat enemies with divination candle. I can get another line there. That's actually 2. And then forage missions, huh? Siralim. We'll see. Scratch card. Kino. Siralim. So if I use 2 tickets, does this just complete my, I wonder if this just completes... my prophecy? Yes. Looks like that worked. Which now makes the forge mission doubly attractive. The forage mission. The maximum number of projects. I think I basically have to go and roll around in a floor real quick. Kill a bunch of monsters using the divination candle. One thing, one thing is that I'm definitely gonna have to figure out where the Ancient Phoenix shows up. This is the first I've actually been grinding at all for anything. And I'm not sure I really need to be honest. I just don't really know exactly how to, I don't know exactly how to create a situation where I have the sort of unstable horror engine that I want. I'm pretty sure... I'm pretty sure that it's possible. I can't stack up unstable horrors. Like, I can't stack up casts of it. Oh, well, I can. I can't stack them up on the same creature. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a dumpling here. So I feel like my team has actually gotten quite a lot more powerful. But... unfortunately, this this 140 floor nether boss is a super heavy-handed gimmick, and is like, you're not allowed to beat this boss unless you have a fair amount of indirect damage happening. And so I'm pretty sure that unstable horrors are indirect damage, and they also work pretty damn well with what I'm trying to do otherwise. So what I'm going to try to do is set up some way for my animate some way for my animatus to have a whole bunch of unstable horrors, but I'm not entirely sure how to do that yet. This is basically the current conundrum that we are pulling apart. So I was thinking about trying to figure out how to put unstable horrors on my animatus this whole time, regardless. Royal Phoenix. So some kind of, like... I must be able to, I'm wondering... let me see. I'm gonna pull up the Siralim planner. I don't... Unfortunately... Oh, there we go. I can remove the... I'm trying to set up my web capture real quick because I want to be able to pull up my Siralim planner. While I'm talking about it. There we go. It worked. Alright, so... Yeah. Let's see. Is it the Ancient Phoenix? After your creatures, it's the Ancestral Phoenix. After your creatures kill an ally, your creatures are resurrected with 50% health. That seems awesome for me. It's a sorcery, it's Phoenix. I don't really know. I'm going to pop the compendium here real quick. And, like, this is just traits. But where does it say when that becomes available? Alright, I guess not. So let's turn that off real quick. Go back to the game. You could probably look at my bestiary just to see if I have it. Sorting by name. Ancestral Phoenix should be here in the ANs. Yeah, it would be right here, and I don't see it. No, there it is. There it is. So where is it? The Baron's Land of Breath and Balance. Okay, so it's here somewhere, and I have one ready to summon. So I feel like I can go and set that up. That's something that I feel is so powerful that I should just set it up regardless. I'm gonna summon a bunch of stuff. So I definitely don't have enough to summon Ancestral Phoenixes here or anything like that. Frost Phoenixes, though. I really have no preference. What do you do when you have no preference, but you need to do this for a prophecy? Terra Volps seem like they'll be easy and potentially productive. So I don't know how many of these I have to kill. Quite a few, I'm assuming. It counts the individual combats, not the monsters. So can I continue to attract these guys? There are too many in the realm already. Okay. That's fine. Don't really care. We'll see. I feel like the one thing that I do is, like, this thing that I want to do is kind of stumping me. If I'm gonna have everything else active anyway, I may as well just have my cam up. The other night I did a stream where I was just like, I was way too tired. I didn't want to do anything. Like, I just didn't feel like engaging. So I did a stream and I just left my camera and my microphone off the whole time. There we go. Although this this light behind me looks like the goddamn sun until I turn it off. Anyway. If I'm gonna be on mic and stuff though, anyway, I may as well be on cam. But yeah, I think I may, depending on how like crazy the grind becomes, I may do a couple of streams where it's just like, I'll tag it low interactivity or something. Probably not gonna do anything. And it'll just be music. No cam, no mic. I want to record all of the play and I want to have it on YouTube as like a let's play, but I don't want to, I don't know if I want to like maintain focus, try to maintain focus during those long hours of what's going to maybe be grind. It depends. If I figure this problem out, I'm not sure what to expect in terms of gimmicks from the nether bosses. I haven't been spoiled on a whole lot of that, although I know that people say they're very, very gimmicky. So it's like, this is the first gimmick I've run into where I'm really like, okay, I don't want to reorganize my, like, I don't want to abandon this team concept for another team concept that can handle this boss, so I have to attach an answer to this team, which is, I am hoping that the damage from Unstable Horrors is going to be indirect. And I'm gonna need a way to stack up Unstable Horrors pretty quickly. And one of the nifty things, I think, is that if I can trigger my Animatus attacking really regularly through stuff like Rabid Dementia or counterattacks, then I may be able to proc the spell gem inside of the artifact, inside of the sword artifact. So if I put a regular ass Unstable Horror, because the stuff in the spell gems doesn't get the enchantment modifiers we learned, so if I put a basic bitch Unstable Horror gem, spell gem, in the spell gem slot of the artifact, and it's a sword, then it has a chance to activate whenever my Animatus attacks, and I'm guessing that's also going to count non-manual attacks, like counterattacks and attacks triggered by stuff like Rabid Dementia. So I'm hoping that that works out. Oh cool, I did the divination candle thing already. Don't need to do any more. Okay, thanks, bye. I gotta go do the come on, how close am I to these missions? So I really just want to do... Oh no, I'm really close, aren't I? Oh no, I'm really close with most of them. This one I'm not that close with. I can cancel that. Yeah, I'll cancel that and I will do one forage mission. The forage mission. Forage missions are just random like all the other ones. They just happen as you do them. So anyway, got the Unstable Horror socketed in here, which means that it should happen like 19 some percentage on attack. I'm actually really disappointed that it doesn't tell me, like, in any way, shape, or form. Doesn't seem to indicate what percentage chance it has to trigger. But such is life. We will have to observe, basically. So anyway. This guy probably needs to go. I don't really know... I would like for my Animatus to... So I'm kind of strapped here. Blessing from below is awesome. Blessing from below is like something that I basically can't replace. Motivation, on the other hand, seems like something I could probably get rid of. Here is pretty cool. So if I could put Blessing from below on this guy. Sacramento's pretty good for this build. It is actually high value. This creature will no longer be necessary. This creature is how my characters are being rezzed. Basically. Right now. This guy does not have to exist. And that's actually an artifact. So that guy is free. I can do something else. I can do something cool with that slot. So I should probably pull this guy out. The thing that I want is... So we still want this. We still want Essential Dignity, and we need Blessing from below. So... if I go to the Codex, and I look for traits, and we go Blessing... Blessing from below. Material, Doomsday Embryo. So that's what we need. We need to get a Doomsday Embryo, and I have all the required, like, assassin missions and whatnot. I have all the required system mechanics to farm that at this point. Because having that replace motivation on my Animatus artifact would be huge at this point. So, where's the Doomsday? Doomsday Spectre. So this guy. Path of the Damned. So we basically need to go and farm the crap out of that guy. Just as a thing to do while we are waiting for the projects that I've currently got started to finish up. Okay. And those specters are the guys that jump out of the rocks or whatever, out of the doodad. These guys? No. I'll find it. Oh, the Trepidation White. That's the one that does a bunch of attacks, right? When he dies. Oh no. We'll see. See how this will work. I'd say I don't anticipate a whole lot of roadblocks after this boss, but I do not know what sort of horrible horseshit gimmicks are going to come up, to be honest. If they're willing to do something as scummy as, like, nothing but indirect damage can resolve this combat, I feel like they're basically willing to do anything, which means that they may resort to Donkey Piss, like, all your creatures that are not light die at the start of this combat or something. Or even worse, you know, so. If the nether bosses upcoming are not too scummy, like not ridiculously scummy, I think we should probably be fine after this. This seems like a particularly nasty and scummy gimmick. But, yeah. Just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Hey, there we go. Just gotta kill enough of these guys that I can summon them off of the divination candle. That is what we need. Then once I can summon them off the divination candle, we will be all set. This is not my first choice of music here. Copyright-free YouTube playlist. What have you done to me? I may actually have to retreat from this playlist. This is pretty fucking awful. Alright, so I feel like we're just gonna keep doing that. Although it's the Doomsday Spectre, I've got to keep an eye on. So D. Oh yeah, there we go. Basically one more combat, and we'll be able to summon those through the divination candle, which will mean that I'm basically able to immediately summon 800 million of those and kill them until my knowledge is S rank, and then run an assassination mission. I have no idea how any of this works because I haven't done any of it before, but nonetheless, I suspect it's going to be relatively straightforward. Okay. Yeah, let's see if I can find something, something else. I mean, it claims that these tracks are DMCA free, but I have a feeling that I'm gonna get, there's stuff like Bastion on here, and I'm like, did all these different there's a playlist with a bunch of game OST stuff that I actually enjoy, but the I'm not entirely sure that it's really DMCA free, and I feel like my my audio is gonna get muted. I'm gonna be real sad, but I mean, happens. Okay, so we are finding a lot more nether stones. Like up above like floor 120, seemingly, than we have before. I don't know what is up with that. Oh my goodness, not even one of the Doomsday Specters. Oh, come on now. You'll see. There's an elk or something thereabouts that says that, I believe that says that your spell gems. I was just browsing some of the monsters the other day on the Siralim planner. I haven't spent a whole lot of time off stream looking at stuff, to be honest, but I probably maybe like a grand total of 45 minutes now. But I noticed that there was a creature that basically said your spell gems have an independent chance. So, where is this? Doomsday. For real? Where is it? Oh, there it is. I had noticed there's a monster that says basically your spell gem or your artifact spell gem slots have an independent 50% chance to activate. And I was thinking if I since I've slotted the unstable horror gem in what's his name? I wish I knew. I'm pretty sure the reason my brain's all over the place right now. I'm pretty sure the reason that relics attack in lieu of your like that they specifically say that it's the relic attacking as opposed to your creature is to avoid abuse cases like this, but I don't think the relic attacking counts for the purposes of proccing the spell gem that is slotted into the artifact, which is kind of a bummer. It's definitely a bummer, because what I would really like is I'd like for my animators to be attacking regularly enough that wait, Jinx. I'd like for my animators to be attacking regularly enough that he and with high enough chance to proc the unstable horror gem, that he just piles up like the maximum stacks of unstable horror on himself like right away. The animated spell gem is not targeted enough. The animated gem does not. Like, I could have, obviously, the Animatus is, obviously the Animatus is, it could be set up, could be arranged to manually cast stuff. So one of the things that I have to do, for sure, number one thing that I have to do is set up, give the Animatus himself a Rabid Dementia spell gem, because he can cast Rabid Dementia on himself to trigger 2 attacks where he would have only gotten 1 attack before, and also the animated gem will have a chance to cast Unstable Horror at that point. Although I don't know where it will target the Unstable Horror gem. I'm guessing it prioritizes the creature itself for something like that. Actually, I think Unstable Horror just like says the creature that's casting summons on Unstable Horror, which would be really nice. So Wet Dream is basically getting an engine together that guarantees that my Animatus is always rocking the maximum stacks of Unstable Horror. Because not only will that, what is it, like 5 times 9? So 45% increased attributes or increased stats, which is not bad, right? But it's going to be dealing indirect passive damage anytime he provokes or defends to enemies. And I think that I can set up his relics so that he's provoking more regularly, or at least that the thing that he should do is provoke. Or I can set up the Rabid Dementia that he is casting to have a chance to trigger him to provoke. I can actually have it do both, right? Chance to provoke and chance to defend. So that's pretty nice. Where's the divination candle? There's no reason for me not to do this. It's really not that much power. 8,000 power. I don't know if I could save a little power by just going to the next realm, but I probably will after this round of Doomsday Specters. We'll see. Yeah, I'm sure none of this shit is DMCA free. The playlist has lied to me tremendously, and my my video is going to be super super muted. But I will try to get it exported out to YouTube, and maybe I'll do something about that. For now, it's chill. I like it. At the very least, I'll have the video evidence of my trials and tribulations. Man. All right. I probably gotta buy real quick after this realm. On provoke or defend. So what is it that's happening on provoke or defend is that there's quite a few moving pieces going on here. The unstable horror. What we want is for the unstable horror to go off on provoke or defend, and we also want to be performing as many attacks as possible. Well, having a spell gem set up to activate on attack. Basically, and having counterattacks set up to see if there's some synergy there. Trying to keep track of it all. How are we doing here? Are there any more Doomsday Specters running around? Fellas? They all have little babies. Little baby fetuses. Almost makes you feel bad. Honestly, the Doomsday Spectre looks kind of, like, confused about how it wound up with that fetus. It's like, I don't know what's going on here. Please help. Alright, let's look at the bestiary and see exactly how far. How well did we do there? Doomsday Spectre's at an A. Alright, that's pretty close, honestly. That's not bad. Let's go ahead, teleport back to Siralim, fill up our goblet. We got 4k piety, that's nice. We are slowly but surely arriving at, my goodness. There we go. Slowly but surely arriving at enough piety to maybe do some things. Alright, I'll be right back. Quick bio. Fucking hell. I have been talking to myself for a long time here. I absolutely muted my microphone. Not good. I think what it was is I came back from bio and did not unmute. Embarrassing. Shit. I've said so much stuff. I was talking about, like, how Rapid Dementia is going to work in this setup. I'm hoping to, like, get the Animatus to cast it on himself and then provoke, which should proc attacks and all that other stuff. And I should also basically set my Unstable Horror Gem up, the one that's on him, to cast on provoke. I'm trying to set up a chain so that my Animatus can basically pile up Unstable Horrors very quickly. There we go. Anyway. There are also a couple of creatures that are absolutely disposable in my lineup currently. I want to replace the Doomsday Spectre with the Ancestral Phoenix so that my Animatus fuses with the Phoenix and borrows the primary trait off of the Phoenix, because that will lead to interesting things like me being able to use the Sacrifice Summon, because I believe that creatures are allies to themselves. I think that somebody told me that creatures were allies to themselves in this game. Which means that, hopefully, like with any luck, if a creature kills itself, it counts as an ally killing a creature. But it wouldn't be alive to, it won't be alive to use its own trait, but because there will be 2 of that trait. Don't want the Abyssal Spectre. Want the Doomsday Spectre, there we go. Did not actually need to summon that many of them. Oops. I really want there to be like a secret S tier of knowledge. Buffs seem really fucking good, honestly, in this game. Like, I'm really hoping to set up something so that, basically, so that in all likelihood, Animate Gem has a good chance to cast Unstable Horror as well. I'm definitely not seeing Unstable Horror pop up on my Animatus as much as I would like to. Still don't have S rank knowledge on the Doomsday Spectre. So I'm going to try to replace 2 creatures coming up here. And honestly, I should be replacing 3, to be frank. I should be replacing the Ashian on the end because he will no longer be required to do the Resurrection. I should be replacing the Doomsday Spectre, or at least his primary attribute, with a trait stone on the Animatus. I should be... And the Tree Spirit, the Ancient Spirit on my team is just not actually doing anything, really. Like, it's It's not doing anything relevant to the lineup, so he needs to go more or less first, to be frank. But I'm still not entirely sure. Really? I still don't have S rank? Alright, well I guess we'll go hunt down a few more Doomsday Specters. Pretty close. Then I can run an assassination mission, get their artifact. Put their, sorry, not their artifact, their trait stone. Oh, there we go. I've got 2 projects to turn in, that's really nice. We're going to run an assassination on Doomsday Spectre. And we're going to run... I guess we will... I still don't know what the fuck this does, and I'm real, like, curious, so... Huh. Receive a scroll that permanently increases the base defense of one of your creatures by 1. Creatures can consume a maximum of 15 scrolls. Huh. That's a grind and a half. But probably worth it, considering, like, how base stats work with everything else. Crazy. Gonna have to do that at some point. Don't really need to be going to Path of the Damned specifically anymore. Don't really know what to do anymore. Titan's Wound seems like it's likely to contain a creature that might be useful for me that I haven't seen, if there are creatures here that I haven't seen in any case. Okay. These Oshins. I feel like I've seen most of them. I don't think I've seen the electric, whatever, one of those before. Man. I'm hoping that once I put these couple of things together, I will be able to, Oh yeah, I need to be doing, forage missions. So, have I actually done... forage mission? Alright, so I am picking stuff up, but it's slow. I basically need to do 2 forage missions, and then I will have a whole bunch more piety to work with. I'm pretty sure the way that I want to run this build is with the Provoke Relic on my Animatus and the Bramblethorn Hide type Relic on my my tank in the 6th slot. I'm pretty sure that's how I want to do it. When your creatures use a scroll, their base stat based off the scroll increases by 1. For example, a level 1000 creature using a scroll of defense will see an increase of 1002 defense. Yeah, that's what I figured. Which is why I was saying that's almost like that's obviously worth it. Like, worth doing the grind. At least if you want your team to be as powerful as they can be. Not that you couldn't just, like, grind out a bunch of levels, given the nature of the game, but I don't know, it seems like a good... It seems like a good way to, like, invest in, like, this is my team, like, I care about this team. I'm eventually going to push around the personalities and whatnot of my team, so... Dead ships dwell would be Frieden. Okay. Not 1000 defense, actually, because... Well, yeah, okay. No, but I do get how it works because of how the way that stat growth is related back to base stats. Like, I get it. I get that much, so... It would be like 300 for an average stat. Because you'd be getting 0.3 per level more based on the base stat. If I'm understanding that correctly. So... but... Yeah, definitely, like I was saying, definitely worth doing, right? So... what I need is to figure out a way to make unstable horrors show up on my character more often. But I think I'm getting there with regards to, like, what I'm using. And my my comp is almost to the point where I'm... So once I break through this nether boss and retool my comp one more time, I will probably feel comfortable bumping up the realm instability again. I kind of want to get to 170 or wherever. I think 170 is beyond the point where everybody said that new monsters start showing up. So I think once I do that, I'll be more or less comfortable showing up. I'll be more or less comfortable, like, dispersing it to, like, random mobs showing up. Depending. It really depends. Like, I don't know if I want a collection of every creature or what I want exactly. It's almost 9 o'clock already, so I should probably... I'm definitely gonna consider wrapping up pretty soon. I really wanted to do at least a few more things before I wrap up entirely. I wanna basically move my creatures around, I think. Which might entail finishing up this assassin mission. This assassination mission. Finish up the assassination mission, finish up the forge missions, and maybe do a couple of fusings and push around my current lineup a little bit, and then I will be wrapping up. So that may take me a minute though. So we'll see. I'll probably maybe be like 20 more minutes or something like that. Half hour. Hopefully I can do this stuff pretty quickly. I don't think I'm gonna have the Unstable Horror engine online tonight, because it seems a little bit complicated. And it honestly might involve, like, resurrection chains. So once I've got the Ancestral Phoenix fusing with my Animatus, then I can reliably have folks murdering themselves to buff the number of minions on the party, or in the party. And I honestly think one of the things I can do is give, like, the horde buffing. I cannot remember for the life of me which spells do which things in particular, but there's a spell that's like, target creature gains 3 of, like, all their minion stacks. And what I can do is I can just macro that onto some of my support characters so that they can check if... I'm sure they can check if my Animatus has 9 Unstable Horrors, and if he doesn't have 9 Unstable Horrors, they can just cast that on him. Or I guess what I would like for them to do is check to see whether he has less than 7. And if he has less than 7, then I would have them cast... not the Unstable Horror. I would have them cast... whatever that horde spell is. Here we go. Oh no, is this a Sonic soundtrack? Christ almighty. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. There we go. Not that Sonic stuff's not good. That's just the lyrics got me. Okay. I see. Oh, yeah. Trying to build favor, fellas. Oh, yeah, there's gonna be more monsters around because of that. That feather. Fuck. Yeah, I feel like the lineup will come together pretty well with the next few changes here. Mostly I'm gonna be much more confident in the lineup after that because all of the creatures will be relevant. Like that's something I haven't had yet. I've basically been flying by the seat of my pants on at least a few of my creatures for the entire time I've been playing. And that's just pretty unacceptable. Sanctum Umbra, what is this? Let's get a Caustic Cutthroat Jungle. Torin's realm is so happy. It's so bright and cheerful. Like, compared to Torin. Torin's like, fucking get out of my jungle! His jungle's, like, jamming. Like, even the totems are bouncing up and down, like... It's chill realm, bro. I assume that for the sake of shit like the death spells are cast as though they have 100% more intelligence, that diminishing returns on stats will probably just not affect stuff like that. Because it's not as though you are actually acquiring those stats, your spells are just being treated as though your int is double what it is. Which seems to me to be a fancy way to get around that limitation, somewhat. Alright. Imp Incarnate. I don't know if I've seen that guy before. I wish the auto bulldoze worked a little more consistently. There are weird little edge cases where it just won't let you go through something, like if you walk up beside it and then turn and try to walk through it, or if you like have just immediately gone through another object. There are weird little edge cases where the pathing just doesn't do the thing. I only heard half of what you said, but have base stats count against diminishing returns. They don't just get counted against. So if you have 1000% more of a stat, then gaining stats with a spell at that point would give less. But any have effects would still give the same amount of extra stats without concern for the diminishing return cap. Have base stats count. Yeah. Yeah, so what I'm saying is that, so I've got the trait there that says that death spells that my creatures cast are treated as though my creatures have 100% more intelligence. And I am guessing that that in no way gets stuffed by diminishing returns. So it seems like quite... it seems quite powerful. Sentry bot. Interesting. Sorcery, okay. So like, if I'm already being hit by diminishing returns, like if I can get my, if I get my comp to the point where it's very, very efficiently stat stacking, which seems like I can, then what I will be able to do is hit the point where like acquiring more stats mid-combat would be less valuable. And then and then what I can do is, while I'm casting my spells, I can try to do things like the treat the casters that you have 100% more intelligence, and then also like try to do defense reduction, potency increases, and like critical damage, things like that. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I was mostly just rambling about how I think that that is a fairly powerful mechanic and maybe one that I lean on the entire time. I'd have to find something really, like, a lot more compelling. I still don't have any of my quests done. That's crazy. Forbidden Depths. I'm hoping the gimmicks aren't all complete, like, complete shutdown gimmicks. Like, I'm hoping that all the bosses coming up aren't just going to force me to, like, cover some tiny niche. Like, I remember one of my least favorite things was a boss in Bravely Default at the end of the game that, like, completely violated every other mechanic in the game by basically, like, grabbing one of your, like, the super secret post-endgame boss did this, and it was a problem because like I had a running bet going on with one of my close friends at the time that I could assemble a team that would auto battle its way through every boss in the game. And I was like, I'm definitely gonna do that if it's possible. And I did. I think I did about as best as was possible for the game, but the boss, the post end game hyper boss, like secret boss, was did this bullshit maneuver where they like went completely out of turn order, and did a totally unavoidable thing where they just grabbed like one of your party members and basically made them non-existent for a time. And there was just literally no comparable mechanic in the game. And because of the nature of like auto battles, it was really difficult to deal with that. Because it was like, okay, I have to make the team operate, you know, stable in every configuration of -1 that I can think of. Which was just kind of a pain in the ass, honestly. And so I'm hoping that I'm not just gonna run into nothing but those mechanics from here on out. Like this indirect damage mechanic feels really scummy to me. It's like, only one type of damage works on me. Like, I hope I don't run into a boss that's like, can only be injured by burning damage. You know? It's like, ah, what a way to go. In a game about team building, it's like, let's maybe let's keep it about expressive play and not have it about puzzle solving. Because like, if you just run the player through hoops, like various hoops of like distinct niche mechanics, and you're just like, yeah, well, okay, for this boss you have to have burning damage, and for this boss you have to have nothing but like a water lineup. It's like, I realize that there are expressive there's an expressive play space in there, but it just feels bad to me. I guess I could try to build like a miniature answer to those problems within my party, which is kind of an interesting challenge. But I don't know. I just don't want it to be all that from here on out. I want the devs to, there are only 2 bosses in the game I'm aware of for that kind of thing to deal with. One is a god, so it's entirely up to you with your face, then you should be preparing for them anyway. Well, like, that's the thing, is the challenge for me would be to build an answer, like, to build a team that can answer all of those things universally. Like, I want to be able to, whatever team I build, I want to get as much content coverage as I can. And I don't blame a game for having a few of these bosses that are like, you know, team-specific, basically. Especially a game like Siralim, where it seems to want you to build multiple teams. And I'm trying to figure out, honestly, how I feel about that, because I don't know. Because, like, just build the team that is the solution to the puzzle that is this boss is not a satisfying interaction for me. It's like, well, I didn't want to be a burning team kind of a guy, or I would have picked a different specialization or something like that. It's not that I wouldn't want to explore those mechanics on my own, but for the game to literally like demand that of a player is, I don't like it personally. I'm not sure I can justify that, but I just don't like it. Because what it really is at that point is it feels more like a puzzle than an expressive play, like emergent gameplay style, like strategy game solution to me. It's like, well, build the water team. And although there's a really broad possibility space within like build the water team though, so maybe I should reconsider. Maybe I should reconsider my position on this. I don't know. Faraway Enclave. I'm definitely discovering that there are certain realms that I just like better than other realms. Having a team that nukes with all 3 damage types at once is certainly an option. The other one you already fought, which is the Shackler. Yeah, well, that's the one I'm currently stuck at. And I wanted to build Unstable Horrors onto my Animatus anyway, but that's my solution to the Shackler, is I'm going to get a setup where I'm able to pump a bunch of Unstable Horrors onto my Animatus, and that should do, hopefully, enough... hopefully enough indirect damage that he'll be fine. Also make a team that can handle every single trait in the game all at the same time. I don't know. I will try to get as much coverage as I can, though, which I think is an interesting challenge. I am hoping that I don't ever, if the game ever at any point forces me to construct an entirely separate team in order to beat some content, I will be a little sad about it. Like, at the very least, I should just have to make a few minor adjustments to my team to handle a puzzle-type problem. But if there's a boss that's like, yeah, you just have to build a fire team to beat this, or, you know, something equivalent to that. I know I'm using a cheeky, hyperbolic example, but I just really don't like mechanics like that. I don't like, or like, design like that. All debuffs are indirect. Damage from traits is indirect. Blight is included in this. Healing a blighted enemy deals indirect damage via the buff, and yeah, minions like Unstable Horror are indirect too. That's what I figured. Our relics are not indirect, I'm guessing, right? Like, relics just count as, like, the creature. Or are relics indirect as well? I thought they would be direct for... Like, I thought they would just be attack damage or whatever. But there's probably a flag that's, like, non-attack damage. It's like it's dealing the same type of damage as your creature would if you attack, but it's not triggering things that would go off when your creature attacks. Or maybe it counts as a minion. I don't know. Like, again, some things could be a little clearer, I guess. They're generally treated as their own sort of pseudo-creature. Pseudo-creature! Quasi-creature? Oh, I got it wrong. Yeah, I think that's going to be my approach to those dwarves, is that every single time I find one of those dwarves, I'm just going to mash the enter button. I really don't want to engage with Siralim trivia. Treasure Golem. Here we go. Big boy. Alright. Seriously? I've got to admit, I'm a huge fan of, what is it, 4080 or 4089 or whatever it is, the robot god that basically looks like Robo from Chrono Trigger. I think he's awesome. I also think it's awesome that he's basically a huge douchebag. Like, the weirdest way possible. He's like, I don't appreciate you, you're a terrible person, give me more worship or favor or resources or whatever. And I kind of want to put a team together around him just because he's awesome. Thank you. Please donate a larger amount next time. Yeah. He's awesome. I think, honestly, I think I may copy, like I may take a screenshot of that and have that pop up every time that anybody donates live on stream to me. Like, because I've had people come in and throw money at me before, and it's like, I don't know how to respond to those people, so I'm just gonna let this, robot god respond for me. Because it's pretty much the right sentiment. There's never a situation in which that's not the correct response to receiving money. Thank you, more please. We will see. God damn it. My creature's like level 500 now. I did not want to grind this much. I really didn't. I wanted to just keep diving as I was going, but fucking Shackler. It's like, hey, you have to retool your whole team. Do I? That's crazy. Thanks. How long do the assassin missions typically take to complete, do you know? I'm sure you do know, but it's because I'm like, and with realm instability, do you find more shit on the floor that like for mission for project completion? Because I haven't seen any indication that would. I haven't seen anything that would seem to indicate that, which is kind of makes it less exciting. I should think that it would mention that. Thank you. Please give a higher amount next time. Thank you. Please give a higher amount next time is a fucking mood and a half. I'm copying this over to my Obsidian folder here. Thank you. Please donate a higher amount next time. Just the treasure chests get boosted. Yeah, I figured. Do you know if it affects Netherstone rarity? Sorry, I'm asking you a ton of questions. Don't feel obligated to answer. I will just continue to do my thing. If you feel like being unharassed. Streamers harassing me. Get me out of here. But yeah, my curiosity is like Netherstones. The one Netherstone that I found was awesome. Or that one with the Furor trait. Because that's going to mean that, like, if my animate... sorry, I keep wanting to say animate guardian because I'm a Path of Exile player at my core, apparently. Okay, so we got the Reaver specialization. What about Rune Knight? Good God, I really seriously want... So Sacrimony. Sacrimony is... I'm gonna actually have to go and... So Sacrimony... I have to figure out what I want. And we need the Ancestral Phoenix there. And what else is the Ancestral Phoenix gonna come with? We have to figure this out. Let me see. So let's just go... gonna have ancestral Phoenix. Phoenix. After your creatures kill an ally, your creatures are resurrected with 50% health. And what else? Like, we want something else here. Death spell. Treated 100% more intelligence. That's the Lich Shadowcaster. Alright. Death spells do not consume any charges is pretty wild because I actually don't know yet. Actually don't know if I should do that yet. Unstable Horror is a death spell, right? Which is really nice. This creature casts death spells 2 additional times, but the spells act as if this creature has 50% less intelligence. My anime guardian. My anime tush. Let me see. Resurrect. If I just go resurrect, this will give us a list of stuff that's like relatively relevant. After your creature's healed. After your creature is resurrected, they gain 20% stats. That's a backer trait. I hate that these things show up, honestly. Like, are you able to get these via material traits or anything like that? I know that you can get, like, versions of Nether Boss traits, but I don't know where to see the version that you can actually get. The Siralim planner has kind of been pissing me off because of that. Like this. One of the things I was considering was a chance to cast on provoke. It's like provoke. I think it was one of those elk or stag traits. Yeah. Your creature's chance to provoke spell gem properties have double the chance to activate. So that's not necessarily what I want. What I want, I think, is the independent 50. Where was this? Spell gem. So, spell gem slot. I swear to God. It's artifact spell slot. There we go. Artifact spell slot. That's what we were looking for. It has a 50% chance to activate. That's the Gorier. After this creature attacks. Backer traits are strictly random loot. Nether boss traits unlock each time you beat the boss. So at depth 590, you'll have beaten the last round of nether bosses, and you'll thus have all 3 nether boss traits from every single one of them. Okay. So I can use the nether boss traits, even though it grazed them out on here. Just as trait stones, right? Or what? I'm fucking dumping a billion questions on you. So this, what I want to know about this is, after this creature attacks, its artifact spell slot has an independent 50% chance to activate. And that's not a manual attack, so if I've got a creature that's just fucking attacking all the time, when your creature's artifact spell slots activate, these spells are cast 1 additional time. See, that's also really good. And this doesn't mean, this one, for example, doesn't mean that your artifact spell slot can't go off with its primary, its regular, first stat slot? What in the hell? Your creature's spell slots have a 10% greater chance to activate. What is your creature's spell slots? And that's to activate when, though? Just whenever you have other, Or is that the artifact spell slot? Like, what's the difference in the jargon here? I'm so confused. Creature stat slots provide 15% more benefit. Yeah, these are smiths, so I'm assuming they have to deal with the artifact spell slots. Like the artifact slots. Stat slots provide 48% more benefit. And that doesn't happen at the start of battle, so those are all basically worthless. I mean, relative to stuff that's multiplicative and starts, activates at the start of battle. Should manually cast an arsenal spell. What is an arsenal spell? An arsenal spell must be like, does stuff that triggers the artifact spell slot stuff. Okay. So that I don't know about just yet. Gonna have to figure out. I mean, I can always do the Lich, basically. Resurrected with 100% additional health. At the start of this creature's turn, it's killed. So, I want to go back to the game real quick and just look at what I've got going on currently. Like, if I just look really quick. The boost spells come from the arena shop, just like how boost spells come from gambling doors in your castle. I gotcha. Okay. Is there any other gimmick to, like, booze and arsenal spells other than where they come from? Like, is there a restriction on how they are utilized that I should know about? Okay. Breath of the Dying. Okay, so this is useless to me now. Like, Buffet actually is quite useful, but Breath of the Dying is kind of silly. Buffet, though, the only way to get that on my creature is to put it in this slot, basically. Like, I've got to put the Buffet guy here, because he's borrowing the Buffet, he's borrowing the Buffet trait. Blessing from Below is so good that I kind of need to... I really need to farm that assassin... that assassination mission. How... 5555. Okay, so this is not that bad. The arcane dust is eluding me, really. Oh, good God. Your title says no cam, low interactivity, Wes. I know. It's because I had planned that. And I'm already through it, so like I'm probably closing up shop in a couple minutes here. MacGuffin synergy, nothing special about arsenal spells, just that some things interact with them specifically. Okay. That makes sense. I'm actually mad at having been stopped in this way by the game, like in this annoying way, and so now I'm kind of determined to beat the absolute fuck out of the game. And I don't think I have anything to do tomorrow, so I will probably just fucking log on and beat the shit out of the game for a while. This creature deals damage to all enemies equal to 60% of its intelligence. That's better than the previous... What? This creature deals damage after an enemy is resurrected. Okay, so it's not me, it's not... okay. It's not us being resurrected. I can't trigger it myself. And it's also, I think, singular. Yeah, I was planning not to be around this long, and I was also planning to sort of just do another grind stream. But I ended up like keeping my mic on, and then I was like, ah, screw it. So I'm just gonna keep doing this. I'm this close to figuring out what I'm gonna do with my team. I am real close. Which lich was it that I needed? It's like a death lich or something. As soon as I get this trait stone, I should be able to start moving my team around, which really means, unfortunately, that I need to move my ass. So close, yeah. The 2 fingers. So close. But yeah, basically, I'm going to take the Ancestral Phoenix, and I'm going to keep it fused with my Animatus. Which means that I will have infinite reses as long as the creatures on my team are killing themselves. I will anoint Gravebinder so that stat gains persist through creature death. It's going to be ridiculous. That's ridiculously important. I hate that that's locked behind an anoint because I'm not going to be able to have access to that for a long time. It doesn't matter that much though. For most purposes of like getting up through floor 6, 700 plus or whatever, I'm probably going to be just fine with just my Animatus having stupidly high attributes, and everything else can reset and it's fine. And very few things are going to threaten to kill my Animatus once it's got a cajillion of each stat, so that's kind of nice. I am trying to figure out if there's something better than Buffet for, like, damage on res or damage on death. Like, I should probably also cross-reference words like killed. Like, when a creature is killed, do X, because my Animatus technically kills its allies. Like, it does do that, so it will trigger killed effects when it slaughters everybody. I'm using damage in spellcast. Meaning? What precisely? Give me just 1 second, guys. Alright, casting some burn all spell with all my guys, and they each do damage multiple times with each other cast. Guy who attacks for how many spells went off, and the other 5 do burn things. So you're like, you're using a bunch of on bird triggers. I would like to see that. Oh no, my playlist has gone AWOL. There we go. Okay. On the burn triggers bomb, and then cast then on cast the damage procs. Okay, so you're setting up the bombs with the burn, and you're triggering them on the damage when your guy attacks, and your guy attacks when burns is triggered as well. So you're like getting all that to go off on basically the same turn. Sounds good. Burn itself seems ridiculous to me, to be honest. There are a whole bunch of creatures that are like multiply the burn potency by a cajillion whenever this creature like sneezes. So like burns by themselves seem like they do a massive amount of damage, but bombs also actually. There's an entire in case you're unaware of this, Devin, I know you said you don't care about spoilers. There's an entire specialization that's not unlocked at the start of the game that is completely committed to bombs. And the cool thing about that is, for you, probably is going to be that you can just splash the annoyance that you want from that class. It's a trait that makes them damage 3 times. I unlocked that one first. Yeah. I think annoyance are not until like floor bajillion, so. But bombs do indirect damage, so you're not gonna get stuck on the same guy I got stuck on. Har har. What are you at for realm depth so far? Good God. I forget. It actually takes a surprising amount of time to grind out the realms, to be honest. My Slaughter Elemental casts Morph Life. See, that's kind of... I'm honestly kind of worried about keeping those on him for that reason. The Animate Gem is just gonna do funny shit for no reason. I bet I can put, like, Singular on him and have him have, like, a super high damage nuke or something. I got to 30 twice, and then I really liked the Pyromancer. Ha! Yeah. Alright. Ah, it's an emblem. Gotta farm the god creatures, right? Very important. Starting monster isn't that great, but I kept it. Yeah, there's some crazy burn creatures that are not available until like later realms, to be honest. Let me see. Ugh. It's at least one branch I did not catch. No. And then I'm pretty sure that, yeah, it's over there. I really think you should be able to teleport to this thing at the end of the, I got the forage complete first. Ugh, what a bummer. I need to forage again. Because my prophecies are still not... No, I don't want to... I want to look at them this way. Yeah, one more forage quest will get me like 32 or 3 more lines. So. I think 2. so pretty important. Yeah, this is where you find a lot of the burn creatures. These Ifrits are pretty crazy. Alright, Devin, see you later, man. Just waiting for the assassination mission to go through. Because I think that I can roll with the I think I can roll the unstable horror strategy as soon as I have the Phoenix, the Ancestral Phoenix guy online, and in order to get that guy online, I'm going to want to replace the slot 2 character. Probably, honestly, though, I could just shift the slot 2 character over to slot 6. The problem with that is that, Moss Golem. Problem with that is that the slot 6 character is supposed to be a tank. Like, in some fashion, it's definitely supposed to be a tank. Which is going to be a bummer. Because my 2000 HP spellcaster guy there is certainly not a tank. On the other hand, there's really no reason that I can't just get rid of the end full stop, or the spirit. I can always merge it with something fat. Or fuse, rather. It's true, because I can take the Lich, right? Which is the part that I want to keep. I want to keep the trait that says that death spells are treated as though I have, 100% more int. I want to keep that trait, so what I can do is I can take that and fuse it with something fat, as you've suggested, and then move that creature to slot 6. I could also do some things where I take that creature and I rebuild it. I rebuild it as a health stacker and make its potency based on health. And to be perfectly honest, it may be worth it to do that anyway. There's a creature that makes spell enhancement potency effects apply at 100%. I know that. And so if I did that, I could start putting potency on all of my spells where I care about the damage. Because health is huge. Health is so much bigger than every other stat. That it is not even funny. And so doing like a health conversion sort of a thing might be the way to go with that. If you care about damage, magnetic plus generous. Yeah, I'm using that already for certain certain one-off nukes. But to be perfectly honest, the problem with all of that right now is that I just don't need any of it. Like, I've got it in there just in case, but it's kind of become outmoded. It's definitely become superfluous. And I have to figure out which are the strongest parts of the combo that I want to hold on to, basically. I don't need that spirit, nature spirit, the ancient spirit caster. Just not an important part of my lineup right now at all. Not doing anything. And so that thing is basically going to get kicked out and replaced with something. Buffett is such a good damage engine for this lineup that I'm tempted to keep it permanently, but I probably don't need to, is the problem. Like, it's convenient, but I don't think it's powerful. Like, so everybody dies, right? And then everybody gets rezzed. And that's going to continue to work that way. But right now what happens is when everybody gets rezzed, Buffett then goes off, and my Animatus is borrowing the Buffett trait. And so Buffett goes off and damages the entire enemy lineup based on 50% of the speed of my Animatus, which is a lot of speed because of how I'm stacking stats. But I think that's mostly convenience at this point, in that pretty much all other things that I could do with that creature slot are going to be better, like inarguably better, to the point where I should just drop it. So there's really like I'm about to outmode 4 creatures out of my lineup. Can slap your if you care about this, can slap super speedy creature in there in favor of escape trait. Escape trait. You went right over my head. In favor of escape trait. I'm trying to figure out, like, I probably have, it's probably super obvious, whatever you're talking about, but for whatever reason it whiffed on me. Oh, man. Oh, in favor of escape. Okay. Yeah. Let me look it up real quick. I will actually go ahead. After start of battle, effects determine 40% of this creature's speed is added to that of your other creatures. So, after start of battle effects are determined, makes me feel like this is not start of battle, not a start of battle effect, which is interesting. So that probably suffers from, like, that goes into the pile of stuff that's going toward the diminishing returns cap, which is maybe a little awkward. But that definitely does ramp definitely does ramp Buffett pretty hard. Interesting. I'm not entirely sure what the strongest parts of this lineup are going to be just yet. But I think one thing that I need to do for sure is I need to... God, I really need to memorize the spells. It's like, there's a spell that sacrifices yourself in order to, like, put a bunch of, like, increase target's minions by 3 stacks. And I need to get that set up. So I'm going to get the Ancestral Phoenix set up. Already done that. Damn it, still? I mean, I understand that this assassination mission should basically be kind of difficult to complete because this is, like, how you put your team together, but fuck, man. This is kind of a bummer. You're actually running a Buffett team? Nice. That is pretty good. I'm sure that once I've flexed all over the game using the Animatus, I will probably abandon mission and start doing a bunch of other stuff. Is it possible to, like, save an entire loadout? Oh, what the hell? Corrupted Phoenix? Kinda wanna know what that does. What do you do? 75% chance to be killed again? Yes, so I can save a loadout including all the specializations and everything as well. Like, just save the entire damn loadout. Because that's really good. That's going to make playing around with teams a lot better. Defense is added to that of all your other creatures. That's exactly the same as the one that you just gave me in favor of escape. But with defense. What I do want to know, Perdition looks extremely, Perdition looks extremely powerful for my team, and what I want to know is that if I put the avatar, the Perdition avatar, in my team in slot 2, I want to know if my Animatus will fuse with it at the start of battle and acquire its trait, because that would be really valuable for my team. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm closing in. Closing in on some stuff. I think zombies and unstable horrors both seem to be pretty damn good for this sort of lineup. Sleeping Carbuncle, nice. Thing's cute. Both seem to be pretty damn good for this lineup, so I should probably figure out ways to stack both of them on my Animatus. Wait, was there... I knew there was a bookshelf somewhere. Costume. Good. Great. Yeah, I'm not even going to be able to do this tonight. Like, the assassination mission is just taking too long. It's probably because I'm doing all the battles, to be honest, but... Yeah, Buffett, it's nice that Buffett goes off and kills everything. Like, basically turn 1, but... It's probably unnecessary, what with other creatures casting, what with all the other creatures casting... Rapid Dementia on my Animatus and that sort of thing. Spells are so incredibly useful in this game that, like, it's pretty tempting to open up your, it's pretty tempting to give at least, like, extra spell gems to every creature using their spell slots. A lot of spell gems are just, like, passive shit. And cover really nasty edge cases and stuff like that. Assassinations are the longest mission for some reason. For some reason. You mean that they are easily the most desirable mission? Like, that's probably the reason. I would imagine. I just finished my next specialization mission before finishing my assassination mission. We are going to get this online. It is going to happen. And I anticipate basically plowing up to like floor 600 or something like that after I take out Shackler, unless there's some like super cheese in between here and there, because the team is going to be ridiculously more powerful than it's ever been after I make these adjustments. It's going to multiply. Its power level is going to be over 9,000. The way that I have this set up with the Austrian, that is basically like eating its own artifact slot just to be able to res everybody one time, is extremely inefficient. I don't think Buffett actually matters. Only one project, for real? Rune Knight. Okay, we're running out of specializations to farm here. How much is this, really? 39% full? Alright. Arachnid Nest Realm. Why exactly? I've been grinding them all equally because I don't actually have all the monsters unlocked on this file yet, so. And swamps, 2 best realms. A lot of mimics. Later on, increased chance of dumplings. Normally, like, I probably would do something like that, but at the moment, I am not particularly piqued by either of those. Later got a good chance of treasure golem. Nice. It's interesting that the realms have different chances of that kind of thing, to be honest, since treasure golems seem to be just more or less extra reward. It's bothering me that I can't name the song you're playing. It was either Mick Gordon Inferno, Cider's theme. Cinder's theme. So what is this? Cinder, is this like League of Legends Cinder, or is it a different kind of Cinder? Anyway, and then previously it was like Hinamatum, Killer Instinct. I don't know. Probably gotta get DMCA'd for this bard. Oh, man. Yeah, I cannot seem to get this assassination mission done for the life of me. I wonder if it's because I'm splitting the projects up. How's Siralim going? Siralim, fighting game. Yeah, but Frey, isn't everything a fighting game? Like, I swear you would make an argument for, like, Siralim being a fighting game. But anyway, the Siralim is going pretty well. I got stopped by a gimmick boss that's like, you can't kill me unless you do indirect damage, and I don't have indirect damage built into my comp, or I didn't when I showed up. But minions count as indirect damage, and there is a minion called an Unstable Horror that does that increases the stats of the creature that the minion is attached to. And I wanted to use those anyway. And the Unstable Horrors deal damage whenever the creature provokes. So, did you look at the project to see what you're missing? Yes, I am missing the powder stuff. It said I had some of it, so I'm assuming it's just shit that I'm picking up off the ground. Buffet is indirect damage? Is it? It wasn't doing it wasn't doing enough to Shackler because I don't actually have a bunch of Buffet support. Like, Buffet was just sort of a convenient way to clear trash, basically, for this lineup, because, like, obviously I have a ton of all attributes, and so Buffet was doing okay. I don't know. Arcane Dust comes from completing realm quests. What? Oh no. Well, I have been completing the realm quests, so... Like, I've just been full clearing all the realms. But I guess, since I now know that, I can quickly complete the realm quest and then peace out, I guess. Which could be helpful. So yeah, I got kind of stopped by a gimmicky boss, and I'm retooling the comp to include the thing that I was already planning to include that will solve the problem for me. It will solve the fight for me, but it's kind of a complicated thing to implement in my current lineup, so... But I am running out of time. Pink, yellow, green, and pink. There we go. Bunch of treasure. I like the green pink. Oh dear god, yep, it's time. After this realm, I think I gotta go. Man. I'm gonna have to start creating a bulleted list to end nights on, like, to end the Siralim nights on. Would have just slapped fermented hops on all my dudes, or just spammed affliction to give him every debuff, since one of them is bound to hurt him. Fermented hops. Oh yeah, because fermented hops is like a booze spell. Yeah, I you know, I definitely did kind of a hack job solution to the last guy that was a problem, so I suppose I could have done that here. So I already did the realm quest here, apparently. No, that's not what I want. I want projects. What is this? Geez, still, huh? Well, yeah, I probably should, I guess. Honestly, I might. It's also probably easy enough to, you know, I kind of want to kill him this way now that I've been doing it. Like, now that I'm already in here. But... So what is the realm quest here? Yeah, if this realm quest doesn't complete it, I'm peacing out for the night. And I'll write down a small list of stuff to do so that my next stream can be a little bit more directed. I'm not going to write it down on the using the Siralim note taker because the Siralim note taker does not allow me to use line breaks. For whatever insane reason. Defeat enemies in this realm to ensure the safety of Siralim's people. Is that like any enemies? So, does defeating this treasure golem ensure the safety of Siralim's people? Let me see. Nope. Treasure golems are not a threat to the safety of Siralim's people, confirmed. What about this guy? Summon Horde spam usually works for low tier Shackler. But what if I want my team to be online and to actually do the thing that I was supposed to do? It's a real answer. I hate paste, like copy paste answers for fights. I hate it. I'm sorry. I did it last time though, and I may just do it this time to get it out of the way so that I can be grinding levels while I'm like diving, while I'm also completing my assassination missions and all that stuff. So. Summon Horde also is based on like how many of whatever type of creature you have. Like class of creature, right? But I guess I could use Morph. Okay, I only need to kill one more creature. Yeah, so I could just use like Morph Death and then do a bunch of Summon Horde. I might. What are you assassinating? I'm assassinating a Doomsday Spectre. So that I can get the, this trait, Blessing from Below. So if this creature gains stats of the maximum health, enemies lose 25% of that, same amount of stat. So basically as my, and I'm going to replace motivation on this artifact here so that my animate guardian, right? No, my animatus, he will be gaining, you know, as he's gaining a ton of stats, enemies are all losing those same stats. And that seems like a relatively powerful way to leech stats from enemies. So. So how did we do on... Nope, not yet. What is it? Projects. 1477. Man. Okay. That's fine. I'm going back to Siralim. I'm gonna save. Save game. Save and continue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down like a small list of stuff. I'm going to do my new to-do list here. To do for next stream. Let's see. We're gonna go complete assassination mission for Doomsday Spectre trait stone. Replacing motivation on animatus artifact. Trait stone and animatus artifact. So I'm trying to figure out who do I fuse with. Question is, who do I fuse with this guy, essentially? We have Buffet and Breath of the Dying. Neither of these is really necessary. Essential Dignity, Nature's Blessing. Neither of these are really necessary. Replace Ancient Spirit. And... so probably Ancient Spirit. Volatile Phoenix. And Dark Ashen. Ancestral Phoenix. For Animatus. Shared trait with Animatus. Yeah, basically I need to get the Ancestral Phoenix online, and he needs to be in either slot 5 or slot 2, depending on, you know, whether I want to fuse my Animatus with them or not, basically. The River Dancer is... oh, doesn't have an artifact, which is pretty wild. Anyway, yeah, the Volatile Phoenix is probably not necessary. Gonna need the Sacrimony trait, which is gonna have to use my cheat screen here. Sacrimony. It's the Lich Shadowcaster. Lich Shadowcaster or Sacrimony trait. I want to see real quick if there's like another killed trait. After an adjacent creature is killed, this creature gains 60% of its stats other than health. Is really nice if my Animatus is somewhere other than slot 1. But I don't really want to put that on him anyway. Stats are not reset after it is killed. Yeah. That I think I want for all of my creatures, so I think anointing that by a Gravebinder is definitely the best approach. Gift of Sylvia. int of Charybdis. %25% int and defense to all your creatures. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Is that real? Can I just, like, do that? They grant a copy of their innate trait to your other creatures. Innate trait. Cast 10 random spells, fuck you. After this creature is killed, your other creatures gain a random buff and a random minion. The 25% attack and speed one, yeah. No, that's good. That is a good point. Three of your creatures to kill just randomly. This one's pretty good as well. After this creature is killed, it grants your other creatures 25% of its stats. Honestly, so much of this would be predicated on having like the Gravebinder anoint, which is just going to take a billion years. Just getting 75% of its attack. This trait does not stack. The Divine Phoenix stuff is pretty funny. Bile Slime with Myrtle's Perseverance. I was using Bile Slime for a moment, I think. Your other creatures are resurrected as well. Yeah, that was the thing before the other trait that I ended up using. After this creature is killed, this creature is resurrected with 100% health. Yeah, see, I looked at that actually. The thing is that that's after I beat Myrtle like 3 times or whatever, right? And then I have to somehow get the material, right? Can I just like run an assassination mission on Myrtle at that point? Don't think that's possible, right? Material you just buy? Oh, where does that happen? Out of curiosity. Is it just like merchant after you kill your first nether boss? I thought I put that somewhere. Oh, it's the nether yeah, this guy right here. Oh, that makes sense. Ah, yep. Yeah, so unfortunately this will run into the same problem. If I kill too many things, my creature will try to gain too much in the way of stats per turn. And a minion, they also get a random buff. That's cool. That's really good to know. I appreciate you telling me that. So yeah. I'm gonna have to have a look through this stuff at some point. .25% of its stats. So definitely that effect would happen on... I'm gonna go ahead and guess that would, when a creature dies, all effects that activate when a creature dies. So that probably covers cases where creature is killed, which means that I could do something like after this creature is killed, it grants 25% of your grants your other creatures 25% of its stats. So that will activate twice, which is really nice. But the thing is that counts as stat gain in exactly the same way that the Animatus Thrive on Death does. And the Animatus Thrive on Death is just bigger, so I don't really care about that. Because again, I will be stacking up too many stat gains per turn. Alright. I have got to go to bed, though. I'm 20 minutes past when I said I would, so I'm out of here. The next stream, I will do some theory crafting. I will replace my current weak shit, lineup with something slightly less weak shit that actually works. Second chance, huh? When your creature resurrect, they have 50% chance to be placed at the top of the line. Yeah, that could. And then you're just deflecting attribute damage, but I want something slightly more compact, I think. But I will find it. Anyway, for now, I am going to peace out. You guys have been awesome. Thanks so much. I hope everybody has a good night and a good day, and I'll probably be streaming tomorrow, so if you feel like trying to catch me, then I will be here, probably. Peace out, guys.